Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. A group of animal lovers say they were tipped off about a case of animal neglect.
It's nice to see them in their own element where they can be happy.
We'll have more on the case in Thessalon and what advocates are saying. Plus, a pedestrian has been killed following a serious crash in Timmins. And sharpening the province's critical mineral strategy.
Everything from recreation to community to, it's great. We get people up. How do we keep them?
Investors say right now they face too big a risk.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. A group of animal lovers in Thessalon say they were recently tipped off about a serious case of animal neglect, and they're devastated at what they witnessed. All of the animals from homes in Little Rapids and Sault Ste. Marie have now been rescued. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has details, and this story contains details that some viewers may find disturbing. CTV News has withheld some images due to their graphic nature.
It's a new life for Mini Horse Toad and Great Pyrenees Love. The two, along with 4 cats, were recently rescued by Colleen Coulter and daughter Lacey Yule from a residence in Little Rapids.
It's nice to see them in their own element where they can be happy and not abandoned or anything like that.
The animals are among 7 horses, 5 dogs, 11 cats, 5 foxes, 3 chickens, 1 rabbit, and 1 goose that were all rescued by a group in late November with permission from the property owner. The group that now goes by the North Shore Animal Rescue also visited a Sault Ste. Marie property owned by the same person. They found exotic birds, a bald eagle, and a wolf that they say were all malnourished. Some of those animals also died.
It was more than just some animals that had not been fed. It was severe neglect. Animals were starving, no food and water in sight. The conditions were horrendous for any animal to be living in.
They say what was most horrific was the discovery of hundreds of dead and decomposed animals. The group believes the animals they rescued wouldn't be alive today without intervention.
We found on the second day we were there, we found freezers full of deceased animals, containers full of deceased animals, outbuildings full of deceased animals.
Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources enforces punishment for harming wild animals. A spokesperson told CTV News the ministry is aware of the situation and is working with the appropriate agencies to determine next steps. Ontario's Animal Welfare Services is overseen by the Ministry of the Solicitor General. Their officials have confirmed to our reporters that an investigation into this matter is taking place, although they would not provide details. Members of the North Shore Animal Rescue say they want to see justice for these animals.
If it was humans, it would be a huge case, so animals should be no different. I would like them to never be able to own animals again, and just for it to be known that they have to live with this every day.
Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Thessalon.
A fatal collision involving a pedestrian closed a portion of Highway 655 in Timmins overnight. Police say a 79-year-old pedestrian was taken to hospital where they later died. The highway was closed between Ross Avenue and Left Forest Road through the night as emergency crews and investigators were on scene. The road reopened around 4:30 this morning. Anyone with information about the collision is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. A warning from fire officials and provincial police. People need to make sure ice is safe before venturing out onto lakes and other bodies of water. It comes following the death of a snowmobiler in Latchford yesterday. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
Emergency responders are urging people to always put safety above recreation after a snowmobiler drowned Monday afternoon on Bay Lake in Latchford.
You could have potentially, 7 inches of good ice in one area, and just meters away you could potentially have 2 inches of ice because of underwater currents.
Police emergency responders from the Latchford Fire Department, the Timiskaming Shores Fire Department's Ice Water Rescue Team, and Orange Air rushed out to the lake to find 3 snowmobilers. 2 machines broke through weak ice and their riders were trapped in the water.
In a very difficult area to access because of where it was at, and road access was nowhere near.
Rescuers had to get on their own snowmobiles to reach the trapped riders.
By doing so, they're risking their own lives.
Despite their best life-saving efforts, one rider died in hospital. The second was treated with non-life-threatening injuries.
It's a terrible situation when something happens like this that nobody needs to see again.
Emergency responders are urging people to always check ice thickness before going out, tell someone where you're going, have a charged phone, and wear warm winter clothes, and have a life jacket or ice-floating snowmobile suit. While no ice is considered safe, for anyone stepping out on a frozen lake, remember the color of the ice can indicate its strength.
If it's blue, looks like an iceberg, that's what you're looking for. That's great ice. White ice can be okay, but it's not the best. And the stuff you're trying to avoid is the kind of dull gray-looking ice, which is usually just slush.
If you fall through, fire officials say the most important things to do are not panic, breathe, kick, and pull as hard as you can towards the surface. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Meanwhile, the Temagami First Nation not far from Bay Lake is warning residents of Bear Island and the Temiagama the snowmobile trail is not open and they cannot confirm its safety. They are recommending community members stay put until the ice conditions are confirmed safe. More than $100,000 in illicit drugs and cash was seized in Espanola after a month-long investigation that started this fall. OPP say their investigation resulted in a search warrant for a home on Bois Street, where 3 people were arrested and a stash of drugs were seized. Cocaine, crystal meth, and fentanyl were found along with almost $17,000 in cash. 3 people from Espanola now face a slew of drug and trafficking-related charges. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce released a report today calling on the provincial and federal governments to sharpen their critical mineral strategy. CTV's Amanda Hicks has reaction from Sudbury.
We stack up very well in Ontario in terms of our potential, right? But potential is not performance.
Mining 2030, Unearthing Ontario's Potential argues that while there is increased political interest in unlocking Ontario's critical mineral potential, more needs to be done.
It shows that while Ontario's got strong leadership and world-class geology and wonderful mining companies that have built great businesses here that are benefiting workers and communities, investors still face too much risk.
Created by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce's new Mining Policy Council, the report gathered input from northern representatives, recognizing the region's importance as the nation's primary source for critical minerals.
Some of the conversation we've had is around specifically labor market, but the bigger picture. So housing, healthcare, access to services, everything from recreation to community to, it's great. We get people up. How do we keep them?
The report recommends strengthening Indigenous partnerships with tax-eligible community costs and consultation clarity, use a one-stop shop process for all permits, offer a new tax credit for exploration, take steps to reduce electricity rates for industry and automatically increase the Northern energy discount with inflation, and start a long-term strategy to invest in essential things like roads, housing, and recruitment. Ontario's Minister of Mines says he believes the report is an indication the province is on the right track.
Well, the Ontario Chamber validates our plan to build mines faster and to really lead the world when it comes to responsible resource development. As the Chamber report notes, we have initiated a 50% reduction in permit timelines. This is a huge achievement for the North, for workers, for families, and for ethical resources.
Lecce stated his government will continue to work with the Chamber but offer no commitment to adopting any of the recommendations. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Despite City Council's efforts to reduce the levy, taxes are going up 3.87% in Sault Ste. Marie next year. City Council passed its 2026 budget last night. It was the 3.82% external levy plus the budget from local boards like police services and public health that led to the overall tax increase. Over the course of the meeting, Council worked to reduce the city's preliminary municipal levy down to a 0% increase. Council voted on about a dozen motions to help keep spending down. The mayor says that ensured the budgets for roads or construction wouldn't be altered.
That is an area where we are severely underfunded. And reducing any road or construction budget is a reduction in what I would say are critical municipal services, and I can't support it and don't support it and hope you won't support it either.
This is not the year for new spending. Next year, I think economic conditions will more than likely be a lot better than they are this year, and that is the time for those additional conversations. I just don't think it's this year.
Mayor Matthew Shoemaker started the meeting off speaking about the recent news of layoffs at Algoma Steel and reassured the community work is underway to help and keep the economic impact minimal. Workers at Algoma Steel will have access to the Power Action Center December 15th. The center is hosted by the United Steelworkers Union, the Canadian Skills Training and Employment Coalition, and is funded by the province. It will give workers laid off from Algoma Steel access to job search assistance, short-term training, and other related supports. A peer-driven drop-in location will open at 68 Dennis Street. An exact date for that location's opening will be announced in the coming days. New tonight, the City of North Bay has approved a new water and wastewater budget for the coming year that includes an increase of just over 5%. According to the city's figures, the average residential customer will be looking at a monthly bill of between $99 and $121. It means a monthly increase of $3.58 to $4.18. City officials say a significant portion of the budget will support essential maintenance and upgrades to core infrastructure. The city also announcing tonight the new appointment of a new Chief Financial Officer, Shannon Saucier, who was an internal hire. The last CFO, Margaret Karpenko, left North Bay to take on a similar role in Sudbury. Saucier's appointment comes amid new scrutiny for financial oversight after Freedom of Information documents revealed questionable credit card charges made by the city's mayor. North Bay City Council is exploring an expanded agreement with the Department of National Defense to help clean up the soil at the airport. If approved, the Department of Defense would pay 97% of the cost, while the city's share would be around $4 million. The money would support the removal of PFAS from the soil around the Jack Garland Airport. Nipissing's Member of Parliament is holding a news conference on the matter tomorrow at noon. Until then, you can get details of the proposal on our website at ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the weather warnings we have in place tonight. Most of them in the Northeast have dropped, except the ones south of North Bay and Sudbury. If you are heading south down Highways 11 or 69, you might be in for some rough weather. Those are snow squall warnings. 10 to 20 centimeters of snow is possible. It might create some bad visibility. So if you are heading south, make sure you take that nice and slow. Those are going to continue right through until Wednesday evening. Moving over to current conditions, we've got light snow right across the board except for Elliot Lake and Manitoulin Island. We've got 0 degrees in Parry Sound, -8 in Sudbury, -6 in North Bay, -13 in Kapuskasing. You are the cold spot at the moment. We've got not so bad conditions along the Lake Superior coastline. We'll have more details coming up in a moment.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
What more can you say about today? Just a messy day throughout Northeastern Ontario and Greater Sudbury, anywhere from 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. A few centimeters for this evening, but things will clear up for tomorrow. It'll be cold overnight, but that's okay. The weather will be much better for tomorrow. Forecast radar, that system leaving the northeast, heading to the province of Quebec and more south towards Algonquin Park. There you go. Thursday, our forecast even looks pretty good as well. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures now. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, as to what you could expect for the next couple of days. Chance of flurries for tomorrow. Some cloud cover on Thursday. Friday, sunny skies. Saturday, chance of flurries and some sun and cloud Sunday. Cloud cover Monday, but take a look at the temps. Your normal is about -4 for this time of the year, so not severely cold and not too warm either, so your typical early December weather. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of flurries no less for 5 consecutive days, -6, -5, -4, -9, and -6 your daytime highs. Normally you should be sitting at -2, so colder than what you should be getting for this time in December. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Again, the chance of flurries for no less than 5 days at -12, -10, -9, -13, and -15. The cloud cover, it warms up a bit on next Monday, -11 degrees. Your normal sitting at around -7. How about a look at Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake? 30% chance of light snow tomorrow, -8. Cloud cover Thursday, -10. Sun and cloud Friday, -8. Chance of flurries Saturday and Sunday, -9. Pretty cold one on Sunday at -14 and -10 degrees come Monday with the cloud cover. Your normal for this time of the year is sitting at around -6. Then we have a look now at North Bay and West Nipissing. Chance of light snow tomorrow at 60%. -6 your daytime high. -9 cloud cover Thursday. Friday sunny skies and -7. Should be a great day. Saturday chance of flurries -7. Then colder on Sunday. Sun and cloud -12, -8 with the cloud cover come Monday. Your normal at -3 for this time of the year. So Ian, once you've finished shoveling your driveway by the time you get home a little bit later on this evening, you could rest assured that the weather will be better. We'll get a few flurries here and there, a little cool at night, but all in all, no precipitation like we had earlier today. Back to you.
It better be better. Thanks so much, Rick. Well, there is renewed optimism in Elliot Lake when it comes to reopening the municipal arena by next September, but the work schedule could be tight. City Council got the latest update on the project during last night's council meeting. The facility has been closed since September 2023 due to major structural issues, costing $23 million to repair and upgrade the building. The project manager told City Council he's still hopeful for partial occupancy by next September to allow user groups back on the ice. He says there are delays with exterior wall framing, which could make for a tight work schedule this spring.
They have to redo them. Everything was ripped out, so now they have to rebuild them, and they're a little behind on that, a couple of weeks or more. And once that's done, then everybody can get inside, all the contractors, and they can start doing all the interior work. Once it's done, from the plans, it's going to be a state-of-the-art arena.
Meanwhile, City Council also getting an update on the repairs to the municipal pool. The facility closed last July after an acid leak in the mechanical room. Replacement parts are on order and no timeline was given for when the pool might reopen. Tempers flared at Queen's Park today as the Skills Development Fund's latest controversy was front and center. More tonight on Keel Digital Solutions and the reaction of funding it received from CTV's Siobhan Morris.
The day after the OPP anti-rackets branch launched an investigation of a company that's received tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
What is wrong with you? What kind of shop are you running, Premier?
Tempers flared in question period. The government maneuvering around some specifics.
We will not be commenting any further because it's before the OPP at this time.
The investigation centers around Keel Digital Solutions. They'd been getting funding from the Ministry of Colleges and Universities for years for student mental health supports. In 2023, the government says a routine audit flagged irregularities. That prompted a forensic audit.
A system that identifies the need for an audit is a system that works, a system that then within 24 hours of receiving that makes the appropriate referrals is a system that works.
In the middle of all that auditing, Keel got millions in skills development cash, something the Premier defends.
We cut off the funding as soon as you get the results. You don't cut it off until you get the results. You don't presume someone's guilty right away.
The investigation has renewed pressure on David Piccini, who was spotted ringside with Keel's director the same year that company was audited. Later, as Minister of Labour, he's admitted to digging Keel's low-scoring skill development funding out from the bottom of the pile.
At the time, Speaker, we had no results of any audit, Speaker.
The opposition says it defies belief Piccini didn't know red flags had been raised.
And if that's the case, that one arm of government doesn't know what another is doing, well, they should fix that.
Asked if Piccini will still be Minister of Labour when MPPs come back from winter break, the Premier had this to say.
Yes.
Keel Digital Solutions has denied wrongdoing. They plan to cooperate with the OPP and say they look forward to a government apology when the investigation is finished. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. The weather's looking great for some skiing in Timmins. We'll head to Mount Jameson after this. We have some lottery winners to tell you about right now. Joseph Lefebvre of Timmins, south of Cochrane, won the poker lotto all-in jackpot on November 1st. He pocketed more than $166,000. Joseph also won $5,000 more in the instant portion of his poker lotto. And saying yes to Encore paid off for Robin McDonald of Sault Ste. Marie. She matched the last 6 of 7 Encore numbers in the Lotto Max draw on November 18th and won $100,000. Robin plans to pay some bills, save for her retirement, and take a well-deserved vacation somewhere warm. Congratulations. Over the summer, many Canadians benefited from the Canada Strong Pass, which reduced the cost of attraction and travel coast to coast to coast. The passes are back for the holidays, and a pair of Sudbury attractions will be on the list. Science North and Dynamic Earth will be offering free admission through the Canada Strong Pass for kids under the age 18 starting December 15th. Young adults ages 18 to 24 will be able to visit the attractions for half price. The goal of the Holiday Canada Strong Pass is to continue to support travel within Canada. Girls Sudbury is preparing to host 2 national events next year, and today the organization received a boost from the Greater Sudbury Development Corporation. CTV's Lindsay Ellick has more.
The check for $133,000 will allow Curl Sudbury to transform the Countryside Arena for the U21 Mixed Doubles and U20 Curling Championships.
We wanted to bring this event to an arena, and we know how wonderful Countryside Arena is for events for curling. So the 2-pad facility, we want to turn it into an 8-sheet curling facility, and the money from the Greater Sudbury Development Corporation will allow us to do that.
In 2023, Curl Sudbury hosted the Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship and the CCAA Curling Canada Championships at the arena. And Irvine says organizers knew they didn't want too much time to pass before hosting another event.
It's an opportunity to train the volunteers in many different roles. There's lots of timing, there's lots of technical roles, and there's a lot of volunteerism that takes place in these events. And by us doing these events, we're able to look into the future of hosting some of the bigger events. We would love to host a national event, whether it's a Brier, a Scotties, a World Championship, and that we know by doing these events, when it comes our turn to do one of those big national events, we're going to be ready.
City officials say while it's hard to know the exact number of people that will be coming to town for the events, they say it will have a large impact and shows the importance of sports tourism.
This event will see an economic impact of $800 to $1 million over the course of the week-long event. They'll be taking in our accommodations, our retail, our food and beverage, and with that length of stay and younger families coming, they will be looking at our attractions and taking in outdoor events as well.
The U21 Mixed Doubles Championship runs from March 24th to the 27th, and U20 Curling Championships are March 28th to April 4th. Lindsay Ellick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Finally tonight, Mount Jameson Resort in Timmins is all ready for skiers this weekend. Officials say the current accumulation, coupled with snowmaking efforts, will ensure a good base to withstand warmer temperatures in the spring. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Mount Jameson Resort's general manager says he's been staring at the snow long enough this fall. It's time to make use of it. For the past 2 weeks, preparations have been ongoing to ensure the resort is ready to welcome alpine skiers this weekend.
Yeah, we've been making snow for about 2 weeks now. We'll go for another week and a half. We still need the base to survive the spring, so no matter what, we make snow. We're definitely on par with our opening day, but we're way ahead on natural snow, which makes our lives a lot easier. So just the whole process to make snow and get open has been a lot easier on our equipment and our staff this year.
The majority of the runs will be open, as will the bar and restaurant. By the 20th, the Tube Park is expected to be operating just in time for the holiday season, which is one of the resort's busiest times of year. Something else people can get excited about is a new trail map produced by a famous artist.
His name is Rad Smith, so anyone that knows James Hughes is a retired world-famous ski map artist who's done almost every resort in the world, so Rad is his longtime protege that has taken over his business.
Opening day is this Saturday, and the hope is skiers will be able to enjoy the resort until Easter. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Looking great, Mount Jameson. I'm going to have to get my skis already. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.